My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go in with the Silent Ascension mode, level 2, Elite spawn more often, and now normal enemies are now deadlier. There we go. I could easily go for the random boss relic here. Sure. Okay. Totally fine with that. Totally fine with that pickup. I mean, I usually dodge as many normal enemies as I possibly can do, so I'm kind of fine with this. The Ring of the Snake, the starting relic for the Silent, ain't that great. It's just not that good. Draws 2 extra cards in the first turn, which is fine-ish, but it's about the level of another relic that already exists. I should have done more defense. Oh no, sorry, I weakened them. Good, I was fine. It's about the level of another relic that already exists in the game, and it's a normal level relic called the Backpack. Adrenaline, easiest pick of my life. Whereas this White Beast statue with the extra potions after combat is just so much better. Let's remove another card from my deck. Remove A, rather. I do need to pick up an offensive card before I fight my first elite, so gotta keep that in mind. Good. Yeah, I wanted to be able to pop both of their curl-ups, as well as protect myself against all incoming damage. Now a single attack on the front one. Beautiful. I've taken 1 damage. 1 damage? No, I've taken 0 damage in battle. And I've taken 11 damage. 11? Yeah, 11 damage in the overworld, getting some extra gold. That should be fine because I am going to have a lot of regen potions, courtesy of the White Beast statue over the course of this run. Speaking of. I'm going to pick up a Cloak and Dagger here. It's after this space I need to make my decision on where I'm going. Upgrade a card. The first upgraded card is always going to be neutralized here. So 2 question marks and a rest versus a rest and a shop. Or if I dodge some elites, this can be 3 rests, a question mark, and a shop. 3 rests, a question mark, and a shop is pretty good. And also it allows me to upgrade another card before I go to a first elite, which is good because I still don't really have anything for killing any elites, so this could be rough. I'm going to hold off on the adrenaline because I don't need any extra things this turn. Like, what if I play the adrenaline and it only gives me blocks? I'm going to save it for a turn where I really need some extra defense or something like that. I could triple block here. The neutralize coming up. No. I need to get a sentry down sooner rather than later. So I'm going to accept a little damage here, unfortunately. I'm glad that I'm recording this today and not yesterday when these had the damage range of 8 to 11. That would have blown. Okay. This leaves me with just 1 strike to the center line to kill. And 1 relatively healthy target left up that I can start weakening. I mean, I guess if I was ever going to have a hand that had all of the dazeds in it, I would want it to have been that one. So, okay. Sure. Yeah, I need to use this now because I need more defense. Beautiful. Yeah, I guess I'm shuffling a Daze back into my deck. I don't want to take any extra damage here. I'm shuffling it back into my deck because I'm putting in my discard pile, which is preventing it from exhausting itself at the end of the turn because it has Ethereal. There we go. No part of that turn changed at any point. It was always just going to be that attack. I mean, hell, getting out of here with 48 is pretty good. Could have been a lot worse. And again, if I was ever going to have a hand that was all dazed, that was the one that I wanted it to be, so sure. Just give me 2 blocks in every hand so the Sentry can never really do anything to me. Well, that's really unfortunate. I also wanted some attacks. Alright, do not attack. Beautiful. Give me another attack card. Never mind. Just don't want to take damage. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shuffle my deck again before we're actually getting anywhere here. Double block strike. Easiest decisions of my life. Alright, double strike. Nope. But yeah, it should be pretty much impossible not to give me the kill next turn. It would have to be bottom of the deck is like cloak, strike, strike, strike. Which is just quite unlikely. Ice Cream is ridiculous, which makes Concentrate a more ridiculous card as well, but I also desperately want Predator, but Predator is more likely to be picked up later, whereas Concentrate... See, the thing is, Concentrate isn't even good right now. Yeah, I probably should have picked up the other one. That's my bad. That's my bad. I probably should have just picked up the Predator when I saw it. Concentrate's really good because usually the cost is you have to discard cards with it. So you play it, but it costs 0, so you can play it at the end of your turn. But obviously, if you play it at the end of your turn and discard everything, you have nothing to play. Thing is, it's going to conserve the energy, so I'm going to have the ability to play things afterwards. This now means that one of my highest priorities is picking up cards like Backflip. And Malaise, and Acrobatics, and... like, more expensive cards, but also card draw cards. Funnily enough, Predator fits into that as well. I don't want Riddle with holes, though. Oh. Crippling Poison's so expensive for what it does. I'm actually taking none of these. Which is going to suck because I'm about to try and... You know what? I'm not going to snipe those 2 elites. I'm going to go for the rests. Like I said I was going to. That was wrong. I thought that upgraded to give you more energy. It's totally wrong. My bad. Alright. So next turn I have a bunch of energy, but... like, all of the attack cards in my deck is still not, like, that much damage. This is going to be a rough fight for me, unfortunately. Just give me all of my attack cards, please. Let me play them all in the same turn. Because I need to get off to a good start against the Lagavulin, and I'm not going to do well in a long fight here. Like, I'll be able to play every card every turn, but eventually, those cards won't do anything anymore. Especially these shivs. As soon as the Siphon Soul hits, those shivs are 3 damage, and then 2 damage, and they get dangerously close to no damage. The rest of my hand is all defenses, so I'm just going to be kind of sitting here doing nothing for a while. This is where Predator would be like ridiculously good. Okay. Another good hit. No attacks in the next hands. This is a problem. Come on, attacks. Come on. Yeah, I should have enough attacks next turn to kill. I'm surprised how little damage we took, but then again, not really, because I knew that Concentrate Ice Cream had the ability to do ridiculous stuff like this. Okay. Noxious Fumes and then immediate upgrade. Because now I can have turns where I just block forever and just wait for them to die to the Noxious Fumes. That's fine. Alright. Well, the thing is, here's a shot, but there's another shot at just a moment. Alright, fine. I'm going to skip that shot because obviously I only have 7, so I'm not really going to be able to do anything there. And I'm going to try and lift 3 times, get this Goya set up. 3 extra strength is not to be overlooked. Especially on a character who usually doesn't gain strength. This is starting to make me regret not picking up Riddle with Holes earlier, because upgraded Riddle with Holes is 4 damage 5 times for 2 energy. And then if I have all of the stacks of Goya, that's 7 damage 5 times. That's 35 damage for 2 energy. That's still not even amazing, actually. That's still kind of underwhelming. Unfortunately, I am going to be consistently frail, so any 10 damage attack coming in from this enemy is going to be quite effective. No kill next turn, unfortunately. Unless I draw. Yeah. I would have had to draw directly into the kill. Thankfully, the enemy is dead the turn after anyway. This is a pretty good first floor for all elites and all enemies are more deadly. Or rather, more elites and enemies are more deadly. We'll drop an elixir for a dex potion, because dex potion is ridiculous. And we'll definitely take the first off at acrobatics. We'll start lifting, because it's going to be really, really difficult to justify it later when I actually get cards I want to upgrade. It's always fine to use adrenaline, which is really, really fun. It's always going to be fine to use adrenaline. And the reason behind that is if I don't use all of the energy from the adrenaline, it's just going to carry on to the next turn. It's fine, my dude. Don't worry. It's all good. If I can get a footwork into this build, I might actually already be kind of set. I'm going to accept a little damage here. Just to get a little more early out. I definitely wanted to get the weakness on, especially because the enemy is going to be doing a 4 times attack this turn. So it's a really helpful weakness to put it down. If I can save just like 3 dex potions to the end of each floor, then I don't really think anyone can stop me. Like, ever. So that's gonna be fun. Okay. That sets up the weaken for the next 2 turns. Unfortunately, due to the time at which the enemy transitioned, I wasn't actually going to be able to get through any of their armor there, or enough of their armor really to make a difference. Well, so I can do 1 strike, then concentrate. I should have neutralize in my next hand. It's the bottom card of the deck. Because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? I claimed a thing, so the game has to immediately prove me wrong. I'll accept 1 damage here to keep 1 energy. Or rather, keep 1 energy more than I would have kept before. Alright, we're good. Snecko Skull would be a pretty excellent pickup. So I'd love to see that. Obviously, that's just a normal relic, so I'm not going to get that at the end of this with the boss fight. That said, at the end of this, I am going to get a potion, so I should think about that. I'd probably drop the elixir. I mean, for a weakness potion... I don't actually have much hand manipulation, so it's definitely not grand finale. Is it corpse explosion? It takes so long for noxious fumes to build up. Like, okay, corpse explosion, 2 energy, deal this damage to all enemies. So, how high would I need the poison stacks to be before I think that's a good card? 20 damage to all enemies? I mean, 10 damage to all enemies, that's a dagger spray. That's a 1 mana card. 20 damage to all enemies? It would need to be about 20 damage to all enemies, so I need to get a 10 stack. So a 10 stack is how many turns? It's, I play the card. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, play 9. It's 6 turns? I'm gonna take it as a test more than anything else, because I've never used that card. It's 1000% a Black Star. It had to be. I'm going for elites. There's a bunch of elites. I go for elites. Black Star. Makes sense. Rest, rest. So that can be both of my Goya charges. Sure. I don't play the strike there because it doesn't even get through the armor, so there's no reason to. Ugh, yikes. Ooh, that's not good. Ow, ow. 8 HP already missing, and I'm probably going to be only missing more over the course of this fight. Alright, now we should be okay. Backflip, 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 backflip. It's the best card that I can pick up right now. I'm kind of terrifyingly sad I don't have one. Good. Starting to work my way through those charges of plated armor. Enemy loses all poison though. It has to be a finisher every time, so it's not even equivalent to 2 mana, 20 damage to everyone. It has to do more than that to be worth its weight. Yeah. 12 damage in the first fight does not bode well for us. We need backflips. I might seem singularly focused, but it is the best card that I could pick up right now. That's weak potion gets discarded. Could take another acrobatics, but the thing is, what am I drawing to with another acrobatics, right? Nothing. Like, a lot of the time, it's going to be nothing. I'm real mad about this. Oh god, this fight's gonna suck. I am gonna need to put out pretty much all of the aggression that I can. Because otherwise they're gonna run away with my money, and I'm about to go to a shop. Can I really afford that? Oh, here's a fun fact. I can't play both Concentrate and the Survivor. They try and discard one another when I play them. Not much I want to play next hand anyway. I'm going to go for the more defense. Ow. Ow. Oh, this is not good. I can't work through that armor next turn. There's a chance that I can kill you next turn, but it's so freaking slim. Yeah, that's not it. That really sucks. Run away with a bunch of my money, why don't you? I'm really sad about that. Predator. Alright. Backflip. Yep. Well, at the very least, I had enough money for the exact thing I wanted. I've got 2 defense potions, dex potions rather, so I'm gonna be pretty well situated for upcoming fights. I'd love to use Predator here, but I can't. I just promise you it's not possible. I'm gonna need both of those freaking defense. Wish I'd used it earlier. It would have saved myself a little bit of HP. Ouch. Yeah, that's a lot of damage they're doing. I'm not pretty pleased about it. And my block is heavily gimped as well. One down. Alright. Working in the right direction now. I hate that I had to use all my dex potions, but they saved me a bunch of HP there. Saved myself 1 HP just by being a little patient here. Beautiful. I'm gonna take a dagger spray because I'm gonna have it triple upgraded go, yeah. So dagger spray will actually be really, really significant. You know what? I'm gonna upgrade all of them. I need the value right now. Especially because I'm gonna be ignoring resting there and resting at the next camp if I can possibly. That is to say, and ignoring resting at the next camp if I can possibly. I phrased that very poorly. It's going to be really difficult to justify not resting in the next one. Tell you what. Oh, fuck me. I do have a dagger spray. Still do have a dagger spray in the deck. Okay, Cloak and Dagger kills the backline with the double shiv. Good. Good. That turn worked out really well. We actually managed to bring it back there in that one. It really depends what relics we get as to whether or not we can afford to rest after this. Meat on the bone. Cool. We can afford not to. It's meat on the bone as well as kunai. We can afford not to rest. I'd love to take Bouncing Flask, especially because I have Corpse Explosion. So I'm going to. I'm going to go down the midline. I'm going to skip both of these elites so that I can use these fights to heal up before I have to go for the final elite. This is a fucking shit fight to be healing up on, I'll tell you what. $14 damage to everyone. Dagger spray, we swift potion for the draw. 7 and 4 is not enough. Okay, this. We weaken the backliner, the one that's going to be staying around. Kill the other one off. We only take 1 damage, but we do get to start healing back up. Alright. Alright, good. No, none of those fit with this deck. I mean, Bane is the closest, and even then, not really the way that I kill enemies. Okay. Depends on their opening attack as to how much this sucks. Alright, it only sucks a lot. Okay, now it sucks a lot less. There we go. I wanted to kill the backliner because I really didn't want any buffing going on. I don't want to take any damage in this fight so that I can end this fight with just a lot of defensiveness going on. Alright, I'm going to backflip hoping to draw the concentrate. Beautiful, we got it. Okay. Single block keeps me safe, and I can set up Noxious Fumes as well as Bouncing Flask. Yes. This white elephant potion, white beast statue rather. Yikes. Barely could have been more wrong. Has been doing so much work. Alright, let's defend. Defend. That's 21 incoming damage. Snecko Skull, come on. I can get a Snecko Skull at any point. We are covered. I did end up taking 1 damage when I explicitly did not want to. Oh well, that sometimes happens. Expertise is ridiculous. It's already upgraded as well. Holy shit. We also want more Cloaks and Dagger, because they are each going to give us 2 charges towards our kunai, as well as applying the block, the dex. Okay. Keep myself completely protected. Unfortunately, I have lost expertise already. I don't need to rush this. There is no need to rush this, so I don't have to wait for the predator there. $16. This is another 12. Not lethal, right? Each of those shivs will deal 7 damage. So 7 7s, 30. I can get 30 done. My best heroes play the expertise and look for low-cost cards. We didn't get many, unfortunately. Alright, fine. Draw me a low-cost card, please. Nope. Alright, we got kind of ruined on that last one. Not a great show for us. But we got him. And hey, that put us back below half, so now we heal. Whereas we weren't going to heal if we didn't take that damage. No. Now I need to start upgrading certain things. Corpse Explosion is 3 times. Beautiful. I was wondering if it was going to upgrade to 3 times or actually just add on to itself. Sorry, lower its cost. This will draw 5. I have to trust. Beautiful. I was trusting that I was going to draw both Adrenaline and Concentrate, and it worked out. So I'm now fully defended already. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's a lot of incoming damage. Let's start weakening you. Alright, I can block in 2 cards now. This is going to be a perfect fight against you. Which I am so chuffed about. And then after that, we're going to get another 2 relics. Three times 18 is 6 short of 60. It's lethal. Cool. Oh, and also I get 3 extra damage on that. Thanks to Goya. So, Bottled should always have Adrenaline in my opening hand, right? Paper Crane is really good here. I don't need any of those. Some of those, in fact, are worse versions of things I already have. Alright. It's 2. Extra block, extra draw card. Is that boss? Automaton. Alright, we actually need a little bit more AoE. So I'm going to go with the Dagger Spray. Okay. I'll only draw 4 with this, that's fine. Because eventually I am going to have to start wearing poison on him. Unfortunately, we did just lose a lot of our AoE potential. I didn't need to use the second block there. That's my bad. Alright, they're gonna try and steal... Corpse Explosion's fine. Expertise is not. Okay, I have to kill the leftmost one super early. If I accept 4 damage, I can not have to kill this orb yet. Saves me a little bit of mana for the next turn. Sure. In fact, it gives me 3 more energy than I would otherwise have in this upcoming turn. Since the Survivor was going to discard the Concentrate. Okay, so at the start of my opponent's turn, that's going to die and give me the Corpse Explosion. That's fine. Double defend, almost all of the Bronze Automaton is now blocked. In fact, now they're both going to die. I'll get my Corpse Explosion back as well as my Expertise. Take 2 damage. This guy's still got Hyper Beam, so I've got to be careful about that. Was just looking for Concentrate there, didn't get it. That is Hyper Beam, but my opponent's still weakened. Three damage, sure. That should have been 50, by the way, but Paper Crane, super strong weaken. Awesome. Pretty unfortunate lack of neutralize there. I need to get some more weakness in this deck now. All right. Managed to do that without any real difficulties. It's definitely adrenaline again. Damn. Is it Specimen? I think it's Specimen. It's either Specimen or Calling Bell. Calling Bell, Duvu Doll. It's 3 extra strength. Yeah, let's do it. Clumsy burns itself out of my deck. Pain sucks. I'm gonna have to find ways to discard that, and Decay is okay. Tough Bandages is really good whenever I discard a card, gain 3 block. Toolbox can be really good depending on the color this card gives you. An Ornamental Fan. I play 3 attacks most turns because I want to upgrade my Kunai. I'm going to go through this way because it allows me to go to an early shop. Purity. Wow. Could have burnt the Defend as well. No need to keep substandard cards around. Not when you got Purity. Wowzers. Okay. It's Acrobatics. Concentrate draws me some. It's Defense as well, actually. Alright, this deck is ridiculous. Oh, yes. I didn't want to call it, but yeah, this deck is insane. The 6 extra strength when I do nothing is ridiculous. Dash is actually bad. I want to play a bunch of smaller things rather than any larger things. I will take 1 Piercing Wail. Specifically because it's upgraded, so I don't have to invest any more in it to make it a better card. I'm not going to give them a curse. Because I want the strength that the curses are currently giving me. No, that's a way to discard a card, so it's actually a really good way to discard Pain. It's a really good way to get... In fact, it's extra block because of the Tough Bandages. It's gotta be Strike. Alright. There's a few options here. Bag of Marbles is obviously pretty ridiculous for us. As well as Calculated Gamble. Because Calculated Gamble is actually just going to draw us give us a ridiculous amount of block because of the Tough Bandages. Okay, that's Adrenaline. Go for the Adrenaline. Neutralize. Actually going to calculate a gamble here. So, that one. Concentrate, discarding those 2. That's perfect. That's exactly where I wanted that to strike. Boom. All dead. Calipers is pretty ridiculous as well. Swift Potion shouldn't be necessary. Alright, skills. Skills on balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 in a card of 20, deck of 26. Actually, flechettes deal 4 damage for every skill in your hand. It's actually deal 10 damage for every skill in your hand because I have 6 extra strength. Flechettes is ridiculous. Especially if I just, like, boost my draw ridiculously on the first... I have to lose something here. Out of those, it's got to be Bouncing Flask. Sucks to lose, but... yeah, especially if I just draw ridiculously on the first turn. The Flechettes is going to be ridiculous. I'm looking for Flechettes, obviously. Didn't get it. Alright. 1... That's now just to set me up with a bunch of cards in the next turn so that I can possibly defend myself this turn and the turn after if required. Wow, that's a bad hand. I do have to neutralize first so that you're weakened for this hand and the next hand, and then calculate. Keep you neutralized. And so just discard whatever. Not clumsy, because I do want it in my hand. Okay, well that sets me up with a bunch of energy for the next turn. I think most of my draw cards are still in my deck as well. As well as weakens my enemy for a bunch of turns, so you know. Could scarcely have gone better. I will use Predator here, just to make sure that my enemy is more disabled for the next turn. This is unfortunate. I should use Acrobatics now. And I'll use Cloak and Dagger so that I can Shiv twice, so that I can upgrade my Kunai. But yeah, I saw that the rest of my deck was basically attacks. So, with no card draw in there. So I'm really hoping that now I get some card draw. Okay, I got some card draw. Expertise to draw 4. And Flechettes for 50 damage. Yeah, that seemed to work out pretty well. Thread Needle, Mango. This is insane. This deck is goddamn ridiculous. I love it so much. Okay. Gotta get myself a bunch of block before I start doing anything here. Otherwise, I'll blow myself up. 2 of them dead. Alright. Could have been a little better, but I also didn't want to take much more damage there. Regen's more important than any of those things. Who's my final boss on this floor? Donu and Deca? Terra's actually not going to be super effective against them. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be a really interesting fight because this is going to be a speed test for us. And without the right draw, I don't know if we do so well on speed tests. Here we are without the right draw. It's especially going to be awkward because they're not going to have the vulnerability next turn. those two, and then expertise for 7 cards. Seems good to me. Acrobat and discard the pain there. Noxious, strike, cloak and dagger with the double shiv. And I don't need to play any more of those. Beautiful. Yep. Okay, so it looks like maybe we did so well in that speed test. Like, it seems like we did reasonably. Corpse Explosion wouldn't have really done much there, unfortunately. Corpse Explosion just became way worse when we lost the Bouncing Flask, but it was better than losing any of the other options that are available to us. Wrong timing for all of those things, video game. I mean, hang on. I kind of do want to go for 2 more elites. Sure. Ginger is ridiculous, but probably not, because I don't think there are any more enemies we fight that it actually is good against. No. 40 damage. You know, when you open a fight with a casual 40 damage. You don't do that? Just me? Weird. Give me some draw. It's the expertise. I want to do it. Because there are a bunch of draws there that would have killed or would have given me the energy to choose something else to kill. Sure. Never gonna run out of energy ever again. Alright, second nemesis. Alright, fine. I'm actually gonna take a bunch of damage to pain here, but it's because I pretty much have to play all of the rest of these cards. Because it'll support me so heavily in the next rounds. I should have played the potion there. The regen potion, definitely. Predator, strike, expertise for 6 cards. So. Then we'll make sure that you're weakened for the foreseeable future. Discard that entire hand, get myself a new hand. Adrenaline, deal 5 damage, I guess. Fine. And 1 more just so that I can get the next charge of Kunai up. So I've got my opponent weakened for the next turn, so instead of a 40 damage attack, they're going to do a 20 damage attack. Reasonable. Reasonable. Ooh. Flechettes was always going to be played that turn anyway. In fact, I'm already completely defended. Courtesy of when I had 18, the extra block that we were going to get from the Thread and Needle. Okay. Well, this is good. Concentrate loses us the pain and the defend. Do both of those just to get as much card draw as we possibly can get. Acrobatics, see if I can get... Way too late, unfortunately, to have drawn into the flechettes. Alright, well, at the very least, we're going to be able to go through the entirety of our regen potion. That's good. And our enemy is weakened pretty much forever, so they will not deal damage to us. That's just not going to occur. I'm going to burn the Piercing Wail out of my deck. I don't actually want it in there. Maneuver, defend. I didn't need to use that the last 2 defense there. Alright, hopefully I just don't draw all of my defense this turn. Just give me some... That'll do. Antigraph and Pair, sure. Just another adrenaline. Just another casual adrenaline. This is fine. Red mask. That's actually really good. Since we now have the red mask as well as the bag of marbles, Donu and Decker are actually going to have no artifacting when we go into the fight. I should have done that super early. I miscalculated how I thought that turn was going to go. And I forgot which of those cards I wanted to get out of my deck and which of them I wanted to leave in my deck. That was totally my bad. Spend every card I can. Should have done the defense first, obviously, there. Give the shot. Flip. Start going off a little more. Hey, beautiful. There we wanted to be. Just wanted to have my extra cards for the next turn. Thing is, I can't just play all of my other things first. Usually you play your skills first because they don't damage the enemy, and then you play your attacks because the enemy loses or they gain vulnerability from slow for each card played this turn. Giant Head takes 10% more damage from attacks. But Flechettes is only good if you play it before you play all of your other stuff. I could have played Neutralize first, that's true. Alright. Unfortunately, due to pain, I think I'm not flawlessing a lot of these boss fights that I should be flawlessing. Just because in order to get pain out of my hand, I have to play something, and then by playing that thing, I'm taking damage to pain. So that's a shame. It's going to mean our score is a lot lower than it probably should be. That's okay. You and I both know how well this run did. That one, take a regen potion for the final fight. Hey, pain's in my opening hand, so here's a really cool thing. I'm going to start by striking you. That's going to damage me. Pain's going to draw me a bunch of cards. Oh, look, Flechettes. Oh, for 90 damage, this is pretty good. Adrenaline. Adrenaline. Lines. There we go. Took a bunch of damage to my own pain there, unfortunately. But that's still like a ridiculously good setup for the next turn. Maneuver. Discard those two. Life's good. Alright, it's acrobatics. Calculated gamble because we've got a larger hand, so we can just throw a bunch of stuff away. Then expertise, draw back up to 8. And that should be lethal, right? Yeah. All's good. Poison potion, nope. I need to smith another thing. Yeah. Actually, calculated gamble is ridiculous in this deck. So instead of letting it exhaust, I'll let it stay. That. So now what do I have? 10? Yeah, 10 extra strength. Casual 10 extra strength is this character. So I'm actually already fully defended. I'm gonna expertise for 3 cards. Cool. Okay. Acrobatics. Drop the pain. Calculated gamble could do so much right now. We'll... I may as well strike adrenaline just in case this draws 2 skills. It doesn't. Drew 1, that's fine. Outmaneuver. Noxious Fumes. Calculated gamble, a new hand. Alright. Alright, it seems to work out pretty well for us. $32 in the front line. I think you're just dead in the front line, right? Let's discard that pain before we continue. Should have done that first, obviously, but I didn't. In 2 more turns, I'm going to be back on full health, so if I can kill this enemy before I draw pain again, we're just going to kind of ridiculously dunk on him. Aww. We're going to have enough defense for this one. It's lame. Damn it! Not having weaken. Backflip first. That's the expertise. Beautiful. We'll do that in just a moment. I don't want to lose flechettes. It's so much damage. Guess I have to expertise first then. That sucked. To have to do. Not that it sucked. It did really well, in fact. Boom. Alright. Well, I mean, for Ascension... For the second level of Ascension, I feel like that went pretty well. 720. I think that's actually less than we did the first time. I like shiny. I got 25 plus relics. That's actually pretty good. I didn't know I had that. Defeat an elite without taking damage. I would have gotten a bunch more of those were it not for pain being in my deck. If I had considered score, I could have removed pain at a certain point. I would have had 1 less strength, but I would have had pain. Sorry, but I would have had a bunch more champion triggers, so I would have actually gotten a much higher score. Well, for the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. That has been Ascension Level 2, completed with the Silent. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.